Hi, hello, hey. I got a fun video this time. I'm going to be trying out some new paints. So a couple months ago, my aunt sent me this watercolor set. And if you're watching this, thank you. I'm finally making this video. She also sent me 2 watercolor palettes, which is crazy. So I think I'm going to be using the pink one, obviously. I could split them up because there's 24 colors. But I don't want to do that, so I've decided I'm just going to put 18 colors in here. You could put more in there, but I've already chosen which paints I'm going to be using. And also funny about this set, I was upside down, is it says that it's 24 colors, but there's a black and a white, so it's actually 26. Oh, that's why, because it says 24, but it's 15 milliliter, 24 colors, and 7 milliliter, 2 colors. But yeah, so these are huge. Like, most of my paints aren't this big. This is a lot of watercolors. I am kind of sad the black and white are so small because these are like my most used paints. But I always have like a black and a white, so not of like this brand, but you know, they don't sell this brand at my art stores, which I think is so sad because backstory, okay? Backstory for a second here. This is a Mijello Mission Gold watercolors. I don't even know if I said that, but that's what these are. And this is the pure pigment set. A long time ago, I think this was either the 34 or the 36 set, but I got a set of their paints, and this is what they look like. There's still like actually like paint in these, but as you can see, I've used them a lot because this is my favorite. These are my favorite paints. These ones are the pure pigment colors, which if you don't know what that means, basically, like, you know, if you were like mixing an orange, you mix like a yellow and a red to make an orange. These colors, they don't mix pigments. They just use like one pigment per color, which does, how do they make the orange? But yeah, so supposedly the pure pigment ones are nicer. These are my favorite paints, so I'm excited to try some more paints from them because I haven't tried any besides these. Create unlimited beautiful colors by mixing pure pigments. But yeah, so since there's not multiple pigments in each paint, you can like mix the colors more, is what they say. So when I selected my 18 colors, they gave like in the thing, there's like a little, is this what I'm looking for? I don't even know if this is what I'm looking for. No, that's not what I'm looking for. So when I was trying to pick which 18 colors I wanted, it came with this thing, or one in my little palette, and this has the pure pigment range, so it's 48 colors. I don't have that many, so I went through and looked at the ones that I have, and I picked 18 of them, and mostly I was looking at their light fastness, which is like how easily they're going to fade, which is the little stars. And I mostly just like didn't use the ones that weren't as light fast, which is kind of cool because I've never actually like made a watercolor palette based on how light fast colors are. So I feel like this palette's gonna be kind of fancy. So here I have the rejected colors. I got a lot of yellows. That's funny. Mostly because I was like, do I need more than one yellow? I know like you're supposed to have a warm and a cool yellow, but I just like chose like the one that I thought was like more neutral looking, and we'll see how that works out. But yeah, and then I took out this one. You don't need more than one orange, or I don't need more than one orange. I don't use orange. This one has a cooler name. It's called Autumn Orange, and this one's just called Red Orange, so I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, and then there was a lot of reds and pinks. I only got rid of one, as you can see. I like reds and pinks, okay? And then I got rid of this purple, which is kind of sad because that's like, I think that's like the only purple, but it wasn't very light fast. I think it was only 3 stars when the other ones are like 5 or 6. 5, okay. That makes sense. I was like, does it go up to 6? No, it's 5 stars. But there's 6 pointed stars. Anyway, the last two are two of the blues. I don't actually remember why I didn't choose these. I think I just thought these were prettier. There's like a lot of greens. I normally actually like don't have this many greens, but I wanted to change it up. And then I kept all of the browns except for this one, mostly because this one had gold in the name. They looked kind of similar, and I was like, do I want green gold or yellow ochre? I'm done with yellow ochre. I don't actually like that color that much. Also, I may have already used these paints. I put the rejected colors, and here I just did like a little dot, and I've been using these, and I gotta say, I actually like can't tell a difference between the pure pigment set and the other colors, which that's not a bad thing because I really like the other paints from that brand I have. I'm way too lazy to check for every single color, but I know for a fact now I don't have this one yet. And I'm sure a lot of these are not ones that I already have. So even if they're kind of the same and I can't tell the difference, I don't have some of these colors, okay? So I'm excited. I'm pretty sure I don't have this one either. Although I don't really know like the color names of the colors that I have, to be honest. I don't look at that. I just paint with them. Okay, now that we've looked at the paints I'm going to be using, let's look at the palette that I got. Also, for this video, I'm going to be filling up this watercolor palette, and then I'm going to do like a little painting. So I will have some painting in the video too. So it comes with this thing saying your paints could leak if it's stored like this. I don't know why I kept that in there, but yeah, so here it is. And then there's like a tray right here you can take out. And it's clear. I actually have a watercolor palette already that looks like really similar to this, but it's like my favorite, so that's a good thing. The one I have though, the tray isn't clear. I feel like the clear tray is kind of fancy, you know, it's kind of cool looking. Yeah, so I'm excited. I really do like the layout of these because you can mix like colors right here or right here, you know. And also in my other one, I always put like colors up here if I want to like add more paints. Also, I forgot to say this, but this palette is also Mijello, like the watercolors. So it's the same brand, so they match. Isn't that cute? I also ordered a keychain recently, and it came with these little Hello Kitty stickers. So I feel like I'm gonna need to put them on here. First things first, I'm gonna swatch them so I know what color order to put them. Like I want to know like what colors are lighter and darker, so I can see what order to put them in. So I'm gonna swatch them before I put them in the palette. Okay, I made a little swatch card so I can see what they look like. So, voiceover me here. Fun fact, I filmed this video like 2 weeks ago and then I never did the voiceover. But yeah, I'm finally getting around to doing that. Yay! I messed up my weekly video streak because I was too lazy to do a stupid voiceover for like a week. It worked out though, because I was going to just like lazily put this video out, but now that I came back, I'm like making it better. I feel like the thumbnail looks better, and I also edited this video more to make it shorter. Okay, so the color swatches, it turned out there was another purple, so crisis averted. I did not get rid of the only purple, which I'm happy about because I use purple a lot. And I do have a palette where I have a purple that I don't like, so I basically have to mix a purple every single time, and it's really annoying. So I'm happy that this time I like the purple. Also, a couple of the colors were separated, so I just like stuck a bent out paper clip in there to like mix it, to make it unseparated. I should have mixed it more though, because when I like poured some of the paint out in the palette, like it was still separated, a couple of the colors, so I didn't mix it very well. But yeah, you can just like mix it back if the color's like separated. And you'll see what the separated color looks like when I pour it into the palette and it's still kind of messed up. So if you're curious what separated watercolor looks like, you'll see in a minute. I'm also really excited for the colors I chose because I got like so many good pinks, and I really like the browns in this like palette too. And also like all the greens. I normally don't have that many greens, so I'm excited. And the teal is so pretty. Now it's time for the palette setup. Also, I don't know if this is just me, but I love watching palette setup videos where they like pour the paint into the watercolor palette. It's like the most satisfying thing ever. But I don't know if that's just me. Like, I love watching it so much. I feel like my videos, though, it never turns out like very satisfying. I'm always like struggling with the paint, and then it's like separated, and then I have to mix it, and then like, or my hand is like blocking it. My hand is always like blocking everything. Like, I'm doing line art and my hand like blocks it. You can't even see. I'm like pouring paint into watercolor palette and my hand blocks it and you can't even see every time. So here's the color that was a little bit separated. So later, after I like did the poured all the paints in, I just like mixed it and it was fine. Also, I feel like I broke some like paint palette rules with this one, like only having one yellow instead of like a warmer and a cool yellow. And also, I think both of my blues are kind of like more red blues than green blues, but I don't really like green blues. But yeah, I also have like so many greens. You don't need that many greens. I don't even paint stinking plants, but I was just feeling the greens. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I feel like having one yellow might mess me up. So here it is, and I made a swatch card just on the back of my other swatches, and the corner on this one's a little messed up because like this color is like up here instead of like in the actual corner, so hopefully that won't confuse me too much. Also, I found something I don't like about these paints. Why are all the color names so long? So all the Cradacarones and the Permanents and the long color names that take forever to write, like I can't fit them in their little boxes. So the last thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little painting using the paints, obviously. I decided to do like a super classic me little portrait just to like try these colors out. Also, this type of palette, I feel like it like fits in like the frame pretty well. So I'm happy about that too, and you can see like the colors and like the mixing palette. So I do like that. Also, you might notice I barely squeezed any paint out of the tube. I was too scared to put a lot of paint in the wells, so I just did like a little dot. So I'm probably gonna have to like refill this palette after like not a super long time because I didn't put that much paint in there because I was too scared. Something about these paints that I noticed, I could be imagining this, but I think these ones are slightly less pigmented than the other set I have from this brand. I feel like I normally have to water them down more. These are still a lot more pigmented than most of my other watercolors, but compared to like the other set, I feel like it's like slightly less, but I could be imagining that. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm gonna have to like go use them again and like compare or something. Also with this video, I was going to do like a bigger, more like finished painting, but then I just ended up doing the little doodle. But I think I'm going to do that in my next video. It did work out though, because if I did like a bigger painting, this video would be a lot longer. And I kind of like that it's shorter. So in my next video, it'll just be like, I might actually do 2 paintings in that video. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll do 2 paintings with this watercolor set. Doing this like mini painting was so fun. It's been a while since I've painted something like on a small piece of paper like this. Normally when I do small paintings, it's like in a sketchbook, but I used to like love painting on like little small pieces of paper like this and just do like a little mini painting. So I kind of want to do that some more again. Like, it was pretty fun. I don't really have anything else to say, so I think I'm just going to end the voiceover here. Thanks for watching, and if you want to subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subscribers, that would be great. You know, can also like and comment. And yeah, I'll see you next week where I do a painting or 2 using these paints.